What's up, friends? I hope you're doing well today. I am going to be doing a tattoo video. It's been years since I have filmed a video like this, and I thought it'd be a great way to get my whistle wet. My professor always says, get your whistle wet. It's like her thing, and I'm always like, I think it's kind of funny for some reason. I'm like, but you know what she means. I know what she means. I realized the other day that I've had quite a few tattoos in the last year. For those of you wondering, because I get this question quite often, how many tattoos do you have total? I have about 45 tattoos at least. I'm pretty sure it's more. I think it's like close to 50. Literally the day that I turned 18, I went to a tattoo shop, and at 12 p.m. on the dot, needless to say, I wanted a tattoo since I was like 16. I just like them. If you have something not nice to say about any tattoos that I have, honestly, it's not going to affect me. So yeah, grab a coffee, grab some tea, let's catch up. In no particular order, I'm gonna start off with the rose. So I got a rose tattoo on my neck. You probably can't see it on here, but I'm gonna show pictures on screen and show close-ups. I've been wanting a neck tattoo for the longest time, but I was always trepid with getting one on my neck. I told myself if I get a tattoo on my neck, it's gonna be a rose, and it's gonna be done by a tattoo artist that does really amazing realism work. So I waited for that until I found Lulu in LA. She's in Baron Art. She is phenomenal. She is so talented and specializes in realism, and I think predominantly roses. And she's just incredible, and I think it's perfect because you can't really see unless obviously you look at me from the side. I honestly forget that I have it. When I look at myself in the mirror, I don't see it. I get compliments on it all the time. Lulu in LA, I'll link her information down below. And I have my artist in Guadalajara, Jalisco. That's where I get all of my recent tattoos, my realism work. My favorite one is Marcus Aurelius, which is right here on my forearm. This was done by David in Guadalajara, Jalisco. He's a friend of mine. I have no words. He is so fucking talented. I think you guys have seen this. I think it's been like 3 years that I've had this. He sketched it himself. So this is an original piece, and it's cool to see this out. Now I'm seeing a lot of people with this similar tattoo. I also got this cherub on my arm. This is also done at that studio in Guadalajara. It's the Diafano studio. They have incredible artists. This was by Morquecho, who's also a buddy of mine. I wanted an art piece by Morquecho as well. There's no meaning to the cherub. I just like the design. By and large, my tattoos have meaning, but I'd have to say 30% of my tattoos, 35% don't have meaning. I just like how they look, and I think they look really cool, and I want that artist's art on my body. Now I went back to Guadalajara and I got another tattoo by David, on my back. You've seen this probably on my Instagram. It's a falcon. That one has no meaning as well. I just think it looks super cool. Now, interesting fact about that tattoo, it took about 7 hours with that tattoo. It's so much detail. David, again, did an incredible job. He even told me, he's like, this has to be hands down the hardest tattoo that I've ever done. And I was like, wow, I don't know if I'm honored or I'm sorry about that, but he's super happy with the results. The reason he states that it's the hardest is because he did most of the art standing up. So he was standing on his feet. In addition to actually place the stencil on my back, that took, I'm not even joking with you, it took like an hour to get it perfectly centered. In Mexico, what I've realized, especially in that specific like studio in Diafano, they're super particular and take their time with each client. Like, I don't know, I don't feel rushed. It's like an actual experience. They really want to make sure that you're happy with your tattoo, with the size, with the position. So this was a long tattoo. And again, I've had that on my like wish list of tattoos. I've had it for years, and I finally got that one. In that same trip, I got another bird. It's a swallow bird, and that tattoo is on my leg. I love this so much. That one represents my grandmother who passed away. So I have a bird for each grandparent. It's a long story, but if you're into spirit guides and all of that stuff, I'll save you the esoteric type of conversation with this. And then I got 2 recently. They're still healing. So I just went to Mexico City. Not Guadalajara, I went to Mexico City, and I got a tattoo from an artist that I had met through Instagram. And again, this is no meaning. I just like his artwork, and I wanted to collect his art piece on my body. And it's right here on my arm. This one is another Renaissance realism tattoo. No particular meaning to this one, but we were all there. We were like, I think we should get a tattoo here. I know Neki from Instagram. Let's just fucking do it. He did an incredible job, and I love it. And then 2 weeks after that, I went back to Guadalajara, Jalisco to visit my family, little vacation. And I already had that appointment with David weeks prior to get a tattoo on my thigh. Now that tattoo is not as visible. I'll show you close-ups. It's on my upper thigh, and that one has a deep meaning to me. And I've had that as well on my list for quite some time, like for years, probably like 4 or 5 years. And I was like, all right, when the timing is right, I will get that tattoo, which is the reason I got it in a place where it's not so visible. Plus I do like leg tattoos. I'm not gonna lie. I think they look really cool. Basically it's a horse and a gladiator. On a horse, yes, the gladiator is naked, but I just think visually it looks super dope and clean, and it's exactly what I wanted. It's an original piece that we both collaborated on. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the passage from Theodore Roosevelt. Brene Brown made it, I don't want to say she made it famous, but she talks about it a lot in her books. This quote is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite quote of all time. It's called The Man in the Arena, and it's a long passage. I would look it up because it's long, but basically it talks about being in the arena and putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, being brave, showing up as yourself. And not only that, but in career, whatever it may be, like putting yourself out there takes guts, and it's ballsy to really go after what you want and to just show up in life. And if the naysayers have something to say, it's like, don't pay them any mind, because unless you're in the arena, getting your ass kicked, putting yourself out there, subjecting yourself to, again, failure and like possibility of failure and risk, it's like, why care what they have to say about you? So that tattoo is my interpretation of that quote from Theodore Roosevelt. It's still healing, so it's not fully healed. And that tattoo took 6.5 hours. That shit was long, but oddly enough, it was one of the less painful tattoos. I was chilling. I was just like, we were catching up, listening to music. It was a good time. And then months prior to that, I got a tattoo on my hand, again, another bird. And then about 2 weeks ago, I got it retouched. So it's not healed. It's still peeling. It looks a little bit weird. It's always interesting when you get tattoos. Like at first, they don't look as good. Like it looks cool when it's freshly done, but once it starts peeling and then getting scabby, and then it gets kind of gray, I don't like that. I like tattoos after like months, right? When they're fully healed. Wait, I'm adding this clip because I finished recording and I realized that I had one more that I didn't share with you. I have it right here on my ankle. This is, well, for all you people out there actually who like feet, you're getting this content for free. It's also by Lulu right here on my ankle. It says un día a la vez, which means one day at a time in Spanish. So that's another one that I got. I completely forgot about that. I actually got that when I was going through something. And then I was like, that's always in my mind, is like un día a la vez. It reminds me to stay present and live life in this present moment as much as possible. Let me know if you have any other questions or anything related to tattoos. I would love to answer them. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I might get a mic or something to stop holding a phone, right? Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.